the juice. Pour it up.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we are taking a look at Hypercharge Unboxed. This game just came out of early access on Steam. You can also pick it up on the Nintendo Switch. This is a hybrid first-person shooter and tower defense game in kind of a small soldiers type setting. You play as an action figure come to life, and which is customizable with all kinds of different cosmetic items. You can change the look of your character with a bunch of different kinds of skins that are unlockable through playing the game. You are trying to defend these hypercores that are scattered around the maps from wave after wave of enemies that are coming in. And you can do this alone, or you can do this in co-op mode with up to 4 players, either split screen locally or online. There's also some PvP modes as well, like deathmatch. The setting of the game is really cool. You really feel that scale of being this tiny little toy as you're waging war in like a backyard or a bedroom or a kitchen. Really, it's a fun setting. I really like it. It evokes memories of like Army Men Sarge's Heroes, which I used to love. Graphics look great, but how's the gameplay? For the main mode is like a PvE mode where you are simply going up against wave after wave of bad guys trying to protect these hypercores that are scattered around the map. There may be one hypercore or there may be several. So you're going to be running around shooting bad guys. You have a variety of weapons like a shotgun, or machine gun, flamethrower, all kinds of different weapons. What I don't like is that these weapons seem to be kind of random. You don't get to like choose your loadout before you go into the game. Like sometimes I get stuck with a shotgun when I really would like a long-range weapon. There are other weapons you can purchase during the game, but these are limited, and if one of your teammates decides to purchase it, then you're out of luck. It's gone. Anyways, you're going to be running around shooting bad guys, and in between waves you can actually build your defenses. You have a few minutes on the clock in between waves where you're going to be scavenging the maps for booster packs that are floating around, which give you credits or coins. You can find coins and try and get as much of this currency as you can to purchase defenses that you can place in different parts of the map. Usually the hypercores have spots around it where you can place turrets or Lego brick barricades or other kinds of defenses. And you have random spots throughout the levels where you can place defenses as well, such as fire traps, explosives, all kinds of cool stuff, and you're going to be unlocking different defenses as you go throughout the game. I do feel like the resources are just kind of scarce though. I feel like, most tower defense games let you get money just by defeating enemies, and that's kind of true here, but I feel like there's just not enough going around to really beef up your defenses. It's always kind of in these tower defense games, it's like, it's just so satisfying once you get all the cool towers, and by the end of each level you should have a big old defense set up. In this game I feel like there's just not enough to really get that really big satisfying level of defense going. I feel like you just need more resources in the game, more money, so you can build up more satisfying defenses, more turrets, more, have more stuff going on and at your assistance. Also, taking another note from tower defense games is just kind of the transparency of other tower defense games. Usually you have an idea where your enemies are going to be coming from. You have an idea of the general direction or path they're going to be coming from. You have an idea which core you need to put your defenses on first. If you have multiple cores, you kind of know where you need to plan your defenses ahead of time, especially when resources are so limited. This is important. But in this game, enemies kind of just come out from where you might not expect it, especially as a new player and you don't really know what to expect. It's hard to tell where the bad guys are coming from, and some of these levels just seem a little big to kind of run back and forth from point to point and try to defend everything. It really makes a single player mode almost impossible, especially on harder difficulties. Then you're going to need to beat these levels and do a good job on harder difficulties in order to unlock all the cool defenses and some of the skins and whatnot. You also don't really have any on-screen indicators as to where the cores are on the map, I get disoriented and I forget where the cores are and where I'm supposed to be on the map. You'll see the health meters of your cores on the top corner of the screen, but until they start taking damage, you just don't know where you should put your focus, especially when you're outnumbered. I think this is where having a team and playing with your friends would really be a game changer here. I didn't get a chance to play split screen. I think that's really where the game would shine though, where you have a closed group of people that you can kind of strategize with. You can tell each other, okay, I'm gonna defend this one, you defend that one, and hey, I need help over here, I need help over here too. You can of course chat with people online, but there's not a whole lot of communication going on, so I would say meet up with friends, you know, either online via voice chat and really have some tight strategy and communication going, or play split screen. Really for me, split screen is a big seller. Any game, especially on PC, that has split screen nowadays, I am likely to pick it up if it looks cool. I think more games should have that feature, and it is so cool that this one does. I just think it's harder. This is a hard game to play by yourself. It's going to be kind of a lonely and just maybe a little bit boring to play for long periods of time by yourself. But yeah, like I say, there is online play. It's easy to team up with other people. It's just the communication is not really there, and it's not really the game's fault, but I would like more kind of on-screen indicators of what's going on and where the hypercores are when you're not really too familiar with the map. Just something to point you in the right direction. That would be really great, similar to other games we see with kind of control points. Objective based games, you usually have some sort of indicator on the screen as to where these control points are or which direction you should be going. If they can make it a little bit easier to look at, that would be great. This game is getting tons of updates all the time. I was gonna make this video last week and I had more complaints, and then they went ahead and updated the game with a whole laundry list of improvements, and so some of the things that concern me have already been taken care of. So whatever I'm saying today in this video may be obsolete in a few days. I don't know, but the development team is doing a ton of work on the game, and I just commend them for their hard work, and they've really created something cool here. It's a team of like 5 people supposedly who are working on this game and who developed this game, which is just super impressive. Like I say, the game looks great. I love where they're going with it. I look forward to seeing what other quality of life improvements they can make. Really, I would just like more transparency on where everything is and where I should be putting my defenses and focusing my energies, especially when you're outnumbered. If it's just you, or you have a small team against all these different enemies and multiple cores you got to defend, that would be cool just to know that. I would like the ability to continuously fortify my defenses during a wave. You know, when enemies are coming, I would like to be able to repair my units and rebuild. Sometimes you'll have the kind of announcer guy who honestly I find him to be quite annoying. He's always yelling at you. Sometimes he's rooting for you, other times he's just yelling at you and telling you, oh, fortify your defenses, but you can't until the wave's over. I would like to be able to do it right then. You know, enemies are dropping coins. I would love to pick up the coins and just build stuff as I go while I'm shooting bad guys, rather than having to wait till the wave's over. That would be nice. Also, some of the platforming elements are a little, they could be smoother. You're gonna have to be doing a lot of kind of platforming in between waves, especially trying to find and collect these resources, these coins and these packs of currency to build your defenses. You're gonna have to really search through the map, search high and search low. Speaking of searching low, you can't crouch. That's just something that bugs me. Searching high though, sometimes you have to make high and long jumps and reach it for ledges and climb up, but sometimes it's unclear as to which jumps you can make, which platforms you can actually climb up to. It can be a little frustrating sometimes trying to climb up to a platform that it looks like you can make, but when you actually can't. Just minor little kind of complaints here. I know I'm complaining a lot. Overall, I love the concept of the game. I think they have a lot going for it. Really, my big complaints are just not knowing where the enemies are coming from, and just feeling outnumbered and overpowered in many cases. There's a lot of different places you're supposed to be at the same time. There's not enough resources to properly build up your defenses, and maybe they just need to work on the difficulty curve. I know they've been tweaking it for single player so it would be slightly easier. It seems nearly impossible a lot of times, even in multiplayer, to not lose any cores just because we're outnumbered and there's not enough resources to build good defenses. Bottom line, I would say pick up the game if you want to play multiplayer, if you want to play split screen with people, you want to play with your family or friends, couch co-op. I think that's really where the game would shine. It's a game you can play with the kids. It's family friendly as far as shooters go. I think there's some fun to be had here for anybody of any age. There are just still some quality of life kind of improvements that I'm hoping for, I'm looking forward to. But as I say, they're doing so many updates and so many improvements to this game. I think it's just going to get better and better, and we're going to see a lot more of those desired aspects. Anyway, the game has been received very positively by almost everybody so far, so don't get too bogged down by my complaints. I look forward to trying out split screen, maybe when quarantine's over and maybe I have a friend over or something. But as for just myself, I put several hours into it, both on single player and checking out the online modes, and I just kind of feel like I'm done with it for now. But I look forward to those updates, and I look forward to playing with friends. So that's my review for now. Like I say, it's kind of just a first impressions, kind of first review here. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out Hypercharge Unboxed on Steam or on the Nintendo Switch eStore. Thanks again for watching. Hope you'll like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.